so hello and welcome to the No Rules Podcast. It's October the 4th. I'm Aaron Hilton, as always, joined by my man Malik Smith. I don't know why he's repping his Giants right now. I guess we'll get into that a little bit later. But Malik, let's start off today with our surprises of the week.
Oh man, crazy week.
I mean, I just don't know who we could possibly start with.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There was this one team that that got a pretty good win, and they had a pretty good start to the season.
There's just so many good teams that you're talking about. So many, playoff.
It could literally be
teams.
anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it could literally be anyone.
Yeah, it could be anyone, or it could be the Oakland Raiders, who are 3-1, 3-0 on the road this season. By the way, that was my hot take for last week. I am now 2-1 or 2-0-1. I'm
was it really a hot take though?
That was a hot
take.
The Ravens. They were 3-0.
All right. I'll give
and they were favored in Vegas. Vegas had them winning, but I trusted my Raiders.
Okay.
So
shout out to them.
So the Raiders, obviously, both of us actually agreed when we were talking before. This was one of our biggest surprises of the week. Is that they were actually able to come through on expectations. Because I will say, even as a Raiders fan, but even beyond that, as a fan of the NFL and of good football, like it's just been hard to see a team live up to expectations the way that some of these other franchises have been able to live up to them. And the Raiders, honestly, have not been known to do that. They've been letting down since the Super Bowl in 2002, really. So
they be tap dancing on your feelings.
Yeah,
they play with your emotions.
Yeah, no, they play with my emotions. They disrespect my thoughts and my willingness to be a good fan. Yeah. I've tried so hard to not be a fan, but I just can't. I can't do it. I got to ride and die with my team, and luckily they take me.
It's working out for you. Yeah, it's working out for you right now.
Yeah, they made me wait on Michael Crabtree, by the way, as well. I don't like them making me wait. We should have drafted him in 07 or 09, excuse me, but. Whatever. Better late than never, I guess.
Crabtree out here, he's balling. That dude, possession receiver, making big plays. I mean, he's just. It's funny because I remember, I think I said this before. Like after the whole Sherman thing, you were just like, oh man, this dude's trash. And for a while he was quiet, but he just came out of nowhere. This season he's come out of nowhere and become quite possibly the best receiver on that team. With all due respect to Amari Cooper, I mean.
It's hard for me to argue. He really had, when you look down, we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the position of wide receiver. Your first job is to catch the ball, and honestly, Amari Cooper, to some statisticians, I think it was Pro Football Focus, said he had 18 drops last year. There were some statisticians that said he was second in the league with 9 or 10 drops.
He definitely led the league in drop percentage. He definitely
led no matter what way you want to cut that cake, he had way too many drops for a receiver.
Definitely.
But he, rookie year, trying to do too much, maybe trying to press a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think having a guy like Michael Crabtree on the team, not only to be that security blanket that Carr needs, but also to kind of show a guy like Amari Cooper that, look, this is a guy, even when he was in the prime of his career, that wasn't a burner. Yeah. But crisp route running, athleticism, and the want, just the want for the ball, the ability. When you can shut off your brain like that, the play he made at the back of the end zone to win the game, where he caught the ball and he had his right foot down and he dragged his left toe for about 1.5 yards in the back of that end zone to secure the victory for the Raiders. Yeah. It was one of those things where you're like, this guy's literally not thinking about his hands. He's like, I got this. If it's in my catch radius, I'm gonna catch it. The problem is getting my feet down. And when you can eliminate the thought of, am I going to be able to catch this ball and just are able to focus on everything else?
Take one less step away from it.
It'll make you that much better, and I think you get to learn from that.
You know what I think is definitely helping him? The fact that he gives 0 fucks about his hair.
Yes,
his barber, every time he watches him take his helmet off, he's just
do we need to go under the lid for you? Because I saw your hair before you put the new
No.
Yeah, so let's not.
We're talking about Michael Crabtree, okay?
Let's really not come from Michael Crabtree, son. On the scale of 1 to Paul Pierce,
the lid is not lit. I mean,
he's doing alright.
Is he though?
He's from Texas, bro. Let him go.
Okay, I respect it. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Black man, you know what I'm saying? Let your hair grow, you know what I'm saying? Let your crown.
I mean, he can use a shape up.
Flourish.
Shape up.
Yep, that's all I'm saying.
But he's in the NFL.
Tighten up the line.
He's in the NFL.
Which means he has money. Which means he could easily get the shape.
It means you're wearing a helmet on Sundays, so maybe he gets a haircut on Monday and then doesn't go back to the barber until after the game.
Whatever works. Here's the real question. Derek Carr, is he a top 5 QB in the league?
No.
I know we're only 4 games in, but in my opinion, Derek Carr's top 5 QB. This dude out here he's just killing. Like the dude in the fourth quarter against the Ravens, he had 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. Like the dude was unbelievable. I think he was like 13 of 16 or something. Something crazy like that.
The last person that the Baltimore Ravens after these past few years want to see is Derek Carr. Because that dude, that's now his second of his league-leading 6 fourth-quarter comeback touchdown drives.
Yep.
By the way, humble brag.
Low-key.
But 2 of them are against the Ravens. Like, alone, he had one in Oakland, I believe it was last year. They won that game like 37-33. And then in this game, they won by 1 point. Big shout out to the Raiders defense. Ben not break yet again, and the defense came up with a big stop when they needed to. I'd like to see them win more convincingly against some of these other teams.
Yo, you got to take them how they come. You know what I mean?
Hey, as long as the clock hits 0 and the Raiders have 1 more point than the other team, I really could care less.
And that's literally all it took.
That
is
literally what has happened. For 2 out of the 3 wins the Raiders had, they won by 1 point, and that is also, I believe, an NFL record. The only team to win multiple games by literally only 1 point on the road in your first 4 games. It's a great couple wins, but as far as Derek Carr is concerned, no, even as a Raiders fan, I can't put him ahead of guys. Not that I'm not sipping the Kool-Aid. It's I can't say one thing for somebody else and then not say something for my quarterback. Now, you got guys in the league. Russell Wilson, what does he do to come off his perch? Nothing, in my opinion. Cam Newton, he's having a rough year right now. And, Lord knows he's having a terrible year social media-wise. But, I mean, these concussions is coming in like hotcakes, man. Like, this dude, he had one more concussion, and my man going to end up like Bubba off of Varsity Blues.
Nah, Cam's taking some serious hits on the field and in social media.
Is Ron Rivera like the new John Boyd son? He's like, "You good, son? Get your ass in the game." Like, what? I don't know what's going on with that. Like, how a guy can get hit this off. And I get it. Like, oh, he's out of the pocket. He's a run.
It's because he's 6'6" and he's mobile that people think that he can just take hits. It's like the same reason that they say when Shaq gets fouled, he didn't get fouled. It's like, oh, well, he's 7 feet. He can't complain. Like, people feel the same way about Cam. It's silly. But
and people got nerve to ask why LeBron don't play football. Like, do you see what they do to Cam Newton? Come on, man. Like, he don't want those problems. No. So, I mean, but yeah, no. Back to the top 5 quarterback. There are just too many. There are too many great quarterbacks for me to disrespect them like that.
No, I respect it.
He's got to do in the playoffs in order to be top 5. Because top 5 in the NFL is 1 tier below elite. Top 3 is elite. Top 5 is in that 1 tier below elite, and a franchise quarterback, absolutely, he's a franchise quarterback. I don't think they're looking for that quarterback.
I don't think the Raiders are like, yo, you know who we need to draft next?
I mean,
like, yo, Deshaun Kaiser's looking good. Like, nah, I think they're straight.
Yeah, no, they're fine, and it would actually be Action Jackson. That dude is the man.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson,
the new Michael Vick, the right-handed Michael Vick.
Take it easy.
Michael Vick said himself.
Okay.
Michael Vick said himself.
All right. Well, Michael Vick. We talk about concussions. Let's take it. Let's pump.
Yo, he's not guilty, bro. Anyway.
So for my biggest surprise of the week, it's got to be the Rams. I would say the Rams going to 3-1.
I mean, did you just decide that you were going to steal my biggest surprise?
Yeah,
that's a bet.
I had a different biggest surprise, but that was like, I gotta say the Rams going 3-1 is more of a surprise because I had the Bills as my biggest surprise, but I mean they beat a third-string quarterback. That can't really be that big of a surprise.
No,
at some point your team's got to show up. The shutout's a surprise, but not the. You're spot on with the Rams going to 3-1. It really highlights even more Jared Goff. Where you at? I just don't even.
They don't even need old boy is good, son. Because Case Keenum is out here.
Case Keenum not letting go of that job,
slinging it. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing the 2 touchdowns again.
Doing enough to win.
They had like 266 yards. The Rams being 3-1 is just hilarious because I mean they were shut out 28-0 week 1, and they won 3 straight games against
by the 49ers.
Who they beat? I don't remember who they beat the week after that.
Yeah, I don't remember who they beat the week after that is.
Oh no, it was the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They beat the Cardinals. No, they beat the Cardinals last week. They knocked Carson Palmer out of the game.
Right. They beat the Seahawks and they beat the Seahawks, then the Cardinals, and then this week they won.
No, they beat the Cardinals.
They just beat the Cardinals.
Yeah. I can't remember who they beat.
I don't know.
But they're 3-1. The only team that they lost to is the 49ers, which is just a freaking joke because the 49ers aren't like average.
And like I said, like a lot of people were saying, it's that weird Monday night thing. It's like that late Monday night game.
I mean, I hear
got
you.
Some weird things going on.
I hear what you're saying. But at the same time, if you told me that the Cardinals are going to be 3-1 in their first 4 games, I'm sorry, the Rams will be 3-1 in their first 4 games, I don't know if I believe it because I just don't see that talent on this team. But they somehow managed to just get there. You know what I mean? Jeff Fisher, who is a perennial loser, managed to get there. The Cardinals have their, I'm sorry, I keep saying the Cardinals. The Rams, the LA Rams. I keep forgetting they're in LA too. Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? LA stand up.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? Hey, we out here. They're 3-1 for the first time since 2006. 10 years.
That's insane.
10 years.
You know what else happened in 2006?
What?
Jeff Fisher went 8-8.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
You probably
That's the way
Jeff
that it goes. Listen, let's not put it past them. They can still go on a losing streak. Like
That's true.
This could happen.
That's very true.
The Cardinals don't look like a great win. The Seahawks look like one of those early season fluky games. Plus, it's one of those things with the Cardinals. Now you got me doing that. The Rams, they just play against the Seahawks. Well, I don't know what
here's
it is.
Here's the thing.
5-1
Here's the thing that's impressive to me. When you're a team that everybody's down on, and you beat 2 of the teams in your division that are supposed to be the better teams.
Right.
You lose to the team that you shouldn't lose to, which is the 49ers. It's
right.
supposed to be like the not good team.
Right.
You beat the Seahawks and you beat the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, that's really impressive. I mean, that's a very impressive thing to do because you put yourself ahead now, and you beat them on the road. Right. You know, they beat the Cardinals at home, and they beat the Seahawks at home. Beating the Seahawks at home is extremely tough.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? 12th man, all that noise, like that's not an easy thing to do. So you figure they got to come to me. They got to come to us now. We're at an advantage. Right. The Rams had the opportunity. We don't know if they're going to capitalize on it, but they had the opportunity based on their first 4 games to be in the conversation of teams to make the playoffs just because they beat 2 extremely good teams or teams that we thought were going to be really good.
Right.
You know, the NFC.
So let's go on, I guess, now to your New York Football Giants before we head into our hot take. We're recording this technically on a Tuesday early morning, but it's after the Monday Night Football game.
It's like less than 2 hours after that heart-wrenching loss.
Giants at Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football.
I'm going to say this. It's going to sound like an excuse, but and we talked about this recently.
We did.
The Minnesota defense is like legit. Like they are freaking legit. They're good enough to carry their team to at least the playoffs without the offense being good. Like the offense could go 3 and out every play. Every drive, and that Minnesota defense is good enough to get you not only stops but points.
Right.
That's how good they are. So the fact that the Giants weren't able to beat the Minnesota defense, it's not as alarming to me as it is to people who just like to, throw shit out there and throw things against the wall and see if it stick. What I wasn't too excited about was the fact that Odell Beckham in the second half was just completely neutralized. And I think that was due in large part to a lot of stuff that was going on in the first half, which was pretty much just people, targeting him and trying to go at him and trying to get him flustered. And it worked. I hate to say it, but it worked. I mean, I'm a very, very hard defender of Odell Beckham. But once you get into his head and once you get real physical with him and you get him to do that back to you,
right,
and you get him in a position where he starts getting penalties because of that, and then he's trying not to get penalties, he's overthinking. And he's not going to be the natural athlete that he is. Like, Odell Beckham is probably one of he's, if not the best, he's in the top 5 of best athletes in the entire game of football.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that because I'm a Giants fan. I'm saying that because it's true.
No.
This guy is a full-on athlete. But when you neutralize him by making him overthink, you've already won. And he's done that 2 weeks in a row. Granted, when they played the Redskins, he still had 121 yards. He still had 7 catches. But the Giants didn't get a win, and it was partly because he couldn't get over the fact that Norman was just antagonizing him.
Right.
This week, the Vikings defense was extremely physical with him. There was some questionable plays here and there, which I thought the refs should have called. But, for him, I think that he definitely needs to control his emotions. I don't think that he's an over-emotional player because you play sports.
Yeah.
Emotion can carry you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether it's anger, whether it's excitement.
Absolutely.
That can carry you. So you want your players to play with emotion. You don't want them to be a robot, but you need them to channel that energy into something. I thought that he didn't do that. The pick that Eli threw was perfect example of that because Beckham wasn't even paying attention. By the time the ball was in his view, he's just like looking around. He didn't know what was going on, and I mean the ball was way overthrown because he ran the wrong route. So, I think that's something that in the future the Giants need to really pay attention to. They need to pay attention to whether they can keep him locked into just being the best athlete on the field, because he is typically when he's out there.
I'd like to address one of the things you said. Although Beckham didn't have to run the wrong route for Eli to throw a pick.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Eli can throw picks with the best.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Yes, I'm a very emotional person. I'm very emotional when I was playing sports.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can drive you, but in the same token, emotion can take you out of the game. And I think that you have to find that delicate balance between allowing your emotion to turn into adrenaline and gear you up, and allowing your emotion to kind of check you out of the game to where you're playing a matchup that is unimportant, because that game you could see after it was earlier on in the first half, where Odell's making a catch, he's going out of bounds, and Xavier Rhodes, who, off-season friend of Odell Beckham, they work out together in the off-season, and he's going out of bounds, and it looks like Rhodes maybe, hits him a little bit late.
I mean, listen,
it was a little bit late.
It was on the fence, and my thing is, okay, NFL referees and NFL, brass, whatever you want to say, if that's legal, cool. Then we know it's legal. Then the receivers can respond accordingly. But if you're gonna call a receiver for being over aggressive, or playing, being unsportsmanlike or whatever, then you have to say the same thing for the defense. If the defense has the ability to target the wide receiver, then the wide receiver has the ability. He should have the ability to defend himself or be aggressive before the defensive player can do that to them.
Yeah, but because the question is not even about
you're at the liberty of that guy. That guy could totally just take you out, because that's his job. His job is to try to take you out.
Right.
He could just be completely dirty and take you out, and the only thing that happened to him is he gets tossed out of the game. He could end your career. You know what I mean? So as a receiver, if you know that and you know that they're trying to do that, I think that's your natural response, is to try to defend against that and be aggressive towards him, and I think that's what he does.
Yeah,
I think he just needs to find the happy medium.
But I think the problem is, and that's not even where I was going with him being hit late out of bounds. What I was going with that is that thing, like, yes, are you in the right for being upset? Absolutely, you are, and he should know that. Like, and he mentioned it in the press conference and after the game, or in the locker room after the game when he was talking to reporters. That there is a bit of a bullseye on him, because he has developed a reputation in his 2.5 short years.
He's popping in the
league
of
being a bit of a hothead, or allowing his emotions to get the best of him on the field.
Nah, they're mad because he got the Head and Shoulders commercials.
But the problem,
you know what I'm saying, he's in Drake videos.
Maybe dance a little too. But the problem is that game, you could see once that happened, and once he got the, he kind of get the, okay, all right, so you're gonna let, and it became that old word, you know what I'm saying? So it was like,
that's your man?
You just got fucked up with him, and him, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin Hart, man. I mean, that's one of those things where you cannot allow the game to become more than 11 on 11.
Right.
It became Odell versus Xavier Rhodes, and that's where he can't allow that to get to.
Respect.
And that's where it got to. But yeah, now moving on to the hot takes of the week. Like I said, I'm 2-0-1. But let's start off with yours, man. You got your first hot take correct last week, brother.
Let me shout out my man, you know what I'm saying, who bought me this hat, you know what I'm saying. He's an Atlanta fan, you know what I'm saying. He was nervous. He was like, yo, I can't believe you cursed us. I said, bruh, relax. It's going to be good. I got you. I'm saying, my man. And Atlanta came through that offense. Julio Jones.
I call him Julio Bones. My man.
Yo, he 300 yards, man. 300 yards.
They say that NFL teams have like film review and like team meetings. Yeah. I feel like number 11 probably should have came up at some point in that meeting.
Yeah, no. It's like, hey, you might want to guard this guy. you might want to stop him from doing whatever he wants.
The biggest dude on the field, including some of the offensive linemen, that guy, you should probably cover him. Like, maybe you put more than one, 5'10".
He's kind of an athlete. You may have heard of him.
6'3", 220, runs a 4.3 flat. Maybe you heard of him.
You know what the worst thing about Julio Jones going off was? I didn't take him to the other fantasy. I was like, I'm not paying $9,000 for Julio Jones.
They got smacked.
Wrong.
Smacked. I think what this really says is any top receiver going up against Carolina's defense, it's officially safe to say.
Josh Norman.
Josh Norman.
He's like, Josh Norman had the best quote. Shout out to my ex-girlfriend's moms, who used to say this all the time, and I used to be like, that's kind of, whatever,
Get what you pay for, bro.
You get what you pay for. Listen, you get what you pay for.
I mean, speaking of exes, if that ain't the biggest, ex-girlfriend kind of quote, good Lord, man, that was like...
Well, it was your mom's, but whatever.
No, I mean, this right here is like what Josh Norman did with that one little quote was like what every ex dreams of.
He put the 21 Savage.
He walked down
24 Savage.
He walked down he was walking down the street, dipped in his his $100,000 outfit or whatever, and saw his ex walking across the street in some a Champs hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, son.
Yeah. Where'd you find this?
What happened to you, son? I thought it was all good just a week ago.
Damn, homie.
Yeah,
high school, you was a male.
Yeah, that's one of those things. You go back for your high school reunion.
Shout out
to stun on dudes.
Shout out to 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Josh Norman because they were in sync today. You know what I'm saying? Norman was like, I'm just stunning on my ex.
Yeah. Nah, Norman couldn't have had a better week. His first interception as a Redskin. Yeah. Redskins won big. I mean, it was over the lowly Browns, but they got the win.
And his ex-team got rolled on.
In the way they got rolled on. The one dude, Norman, has really been able to contain, and I say contain because nobody's going to stop Julio Jones, but he's not getting 300 off on Josh Norman.
Yeah.
And not that Norman's guarding him one-on-one the whole game, but a guy like Norman with, maybe some safety help over the top, every now and then.
He wouldn't have got, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have got 300.
100% sure he wouldn't have got 300. There's no way he would have got 300 yards.
Oh, man.
That's just, it was.
And to make matters worse, they knocked Cam Newton out of the game, as we talked about before.
Yeah.
Gave him a concussion.
Concussion protocol, man.
Brought in Derek Anderson, who actually, he was doing his thing, kind of made a little bit of a comeback.
Did you see that pick? That was like an Eli. I would expect you to say that. That was like an Eli.
You know
Manning
what?
pick.
We're going to stop talking about Eli Manning, who has 2 Super Bowl rings.
That's
2.
fine.
Okay?
That's fine. You know what he didn't do in any of the Super Bowls? Throw a pick.
Yeah, because he's good.
Nah, I mean, he's good.
Yo, raise your hand if your team's been to the Super Bowl in the last 10 years.
That was a low blow.
All right.
That was a very low blow, and I'm glad you said that. I was waiting for you to fuck up. I was waiting for you to fuck up.
I'm sorry. Well, how far do I have to go back for it to be true for you?
Don't worry about me.
All right.
We in 2002, brother. 14 years. So
won a Super Bowl.
You said make it 2.
How far?
Which one? What is it? What is it, fam? Is it make it 2 or win 1?
All right, fine. We can go make it 2. We can go make it 2.
Yeah, we can go make it 2, and we will go make it 2.
It still has been 10 years.
I don't care. So what? Different teams work at different paces right now.
Moving on to your hot take.
To my hot take of the week. And this one's coming fresh out the oven. This is the most fuego take of the week. And I'm feeling myself a little bit. I'm gonna go out on the limb with this. I'm jumping out the window with this one. Okay. Shout out to Rob Browns. Throwback. We got the throwback references. Ether boys. I'm gonna have to put this hot take on auto tune. That is how hot this take is.
Go ahead.
I got next week we've got the juggernaut matchup, the Atlanta Falcons going into Denver to take on the Denver Broncos, and I gotta say, all my Atlanta Falcons fans, prepare to celebrate.
What? Somebody jump.
They getting the win.
Oh my God.
They are getting the win. Not only are they getting the win,
okay,
they're going to score 28 plus points on this defense. Wow. Book it. Wow. 28 plus points.
On Denver.
Yeah, on Denver.
The Super Bowl champion Denver defense.
Hey,
with the Super Bowl MVP. They're going to score 28 points?
They're going to score 28 plus points, and they're going to win that game. They might win 28 to 27. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but this Denver defense, as good as it has been, I feel like they have been touched by an angel. They've been charmed. They haven't really faced a staunch offense, to say the least.
Atlanta will be the best offense.
Atlanta's by far will be the best offense
in the league.
They've got a two-headed monster back there, which, By the way, one thing could come into play to derail this. Tevin Coleman has sickle cell. So he, there might be difficulty with him playing in Denver in that mile high climate and everything like that. I know Brian Clark, former safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers, had trouble with that same thing, not being able to play in Denver because of the sickle cell. But I think they said he's going to try and stick it out. But even without a guy like Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman has proven himself to be a dynamic back, receiving and running the football. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast. Atlanta is bringing wide receivers out their ass. I haven't heard of half their receiving core. The only person who caught a pass for them, there are two people, Mohamed Sanu and Julio Jones, I've heard of. They got a bunch of dudes.
They're pretty good.
They're pulling them out of the
and Jacob Tammy. Jacob Tammy. Yeah.
I mean, he passed the Peyton Manning test, man. So, but I have Atlanta going in there, and I have them winning and scoring over 28 points, and I will hit on both of those points. I bet I will.
My take is a little more personal. You know what I'm saying? It's necessary. We're 2-2 right now, New York Giants, tied with the Deadskins, looking up at the extremely overrated Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I said it, and the also extremely overrated Dallas Cowboys, who played nobody.
That has nothing to do with you being a fan either. None of those.
Anyway, Giants in Lambeau on Sunday night. The Giants get the win. Book it.
The Giants.
I got one hot take already. That's my hot take. I know everybody's looking at me like crazy. The Giants are going to go into Lambeau at 2-2 and beat Aaron Rodgers in his own backyard. You can book it.
Yeah, the odds of that happening are...
And that's why it's a hot take. It's a fuego take. It's a fuego.
No. But there should at least be an opportunity for it to happen, I think.
No. It will happen. You can book it.
Not
right
on Sunday
here.
night.
I'm the first guy that's...
Sunday night football in Lambeau, that's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen.
That's why they play the game, guy.
And I guarantee Eli throws at least one pick in that game. But beyond all of that, I got one more little side hot take, catch it if you will. I got a little something on the back stove. I got a little bit on the back stove. Gonna delve a little bit, little sneak peek at the NBA here. I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, and there's been some devastating news coming out of the city of brotherly love recently for what seems like the fifth year in a row. The Sixers' top draft pick is out with an injury.
What?
He's gonna have to miss significant time because of an injury. It all started with Joel Embiid or Nerlens Noel.
He was drafted with an injury.
Drafted with his injury, and they played the slow game, had him come back slowly.
I like Nerlens.
And I like Nerlens. He's been pretty good. Then you got Joel Embiid, who we drafted, also drafted with an injury.
Foot injury.
And was terribly mishandled. He's missed the last 2 years. He'll be making his debut actually later on tonight.
Still a rookie.
Yeah, he's technically a rookie. He hasn't played in 2 years, and he's grown 3 inches and added about 30 pounds of muscle since. So we'll see how that works. A couple years on Dario Saric, but hot take for the 76ers. They still win 30 games without Ben Simmons. Hot take.
30 games.
Hot take. This is a team that won 10 games last year to get that number one.
You know what?
Pick. Just lost their best and most talented player in Ben Simmons. Don't know what to expect out of their big center, who's going to be already starting the season on a minutes restriction. Don't know what they're going to get out of at least 3 of their 5 starters and another 2 players that are coming off the bench in Nerlens Noel and Jahlil Okafor. Don't know what you're going to get out of any of those guys. And they're still going to get 30-plus wins.
I like how you're so
calling it right now, man.
emphatic with it.
I'm
like 30 wins is like...
And the best part about it is I won't even have to be wrong until like April. And by then, I don't care.
Yeah. No, 30 is a new 40, guys.
I'll tell you. You guys want to go to Vegas and win some money? Put that on the line, man. So I guess those are our hot takes for the week. Malik is inevitably going to be wrong, so I apologize to all you other Giants fans in advance. For this dude being the biggest of all homers and jinxing you guys on Sunday Night Football.
I got y'all.
It's unfortunate.
I'm holding it down for the whole city.
Just try not to cry in the next pod.
Alright.
I appreciate y'all rocking with us. That's been our NFL podcast for the week. Stay tuned for next week's pod. We'll be back with our predictions and hot takes.
We out.
We out.